Today's Daily Dose of Math is about adding times. Adding times is not exactly the same as adding other numbers because most of the numbers we work with are in the decimal system. And time doesn't work that way. An hour is 60 minutes, not 100. You have to be careful when you're doing the calculation because of this. Let's start with this example. It took me 7 hours and 45 minutes to cycle to the cottage. Because of a headwind, it took 9 hours and 30 minutes to cycle back. What was the total time for the return trip? I can do this in two different ways. I can say 7 hours and 45 minutes plus 9 hours and 30 minutes. Adding the hours is easy. 7 plus 9 is 16 hours. But when I add the minutes, 45 minutes plus 30 minutes is 75 minutes. And 75 minutes is 1 1/4 hours. The way I can show this is to say plus 45 minutes plus 15 minutes plus another 15 minutes. I'm breaking this 30 minutes down into two 15-minute chunks because I know that 45 plus 15 is 60. 60 minutes is an hour. I now have 16 hours plus 1 hour. That's the total of these, plus 15 minutes. So my answer is 17 hours and 15 minutes. Another way I can do this, though, is to convert it into decimal. That's an interesting little trick. Let's take the 7 hours 45 minutes and we'll say it's 7 hours and 45 over 60 minutes. So I'm expressing it as a fraction for a moment. And then the 9 hours and 30 minutes is 9 hours and 30 out of 60. But I can convert these fractions into decimals. 45 divided by 60 is 0.75. So 7 hours and 45 out of 60 minutes is 7.75 hours. Plus 30 out of 60 is 0.5. 9 hours and 30 out of 60 minutes, therefore, is 9.5. At this point, we're in decimal mode. And we can work with decimals the way we usually do. 7.75 plus 9.5 is 17.25 hours. And 17.25 hours is the same thing as 17 hours and 15 minutes. So it really doesn't matter which method you like to use. You just have to slow down and be careful when it's hours and minutes so that you don't make a mistake. Let's do this again with the second example. I worked 6 hours and 40 minutes on Saturday and 7 hours and 20 minutes on Sunday. What is the total hours I worked that weekend? I'll do the same things, but I'll go a little faster. 6 hours, 40 minutes, plus 7 hours, 20 minutes. 6 plus 7 is 13 hours, plus 40 minutes plus 20 minutes happens to be exactly 60 minutes. It happens to be exactly 1 hour. I have my answer, and it means I worked 14 hours on that weekend. Now, doing it again in decimal, how will this look? We have 6 hours and 40 out of 60 minutes plus 7 hours and 20 out of 60 minutes. Converting these into decimal, we have to do a bit of rounding because 40 out of 60, when I do that as a division, it gives me 6.67. In the calculator, it'll be 6.6666, and I round that to 6.67. Plus 20 over 60, when I divide it in the calculator, gives me 7.33. This is also rounded. When I add these together, though, 6 plus 7 is 13, and 0.67 plus 0.33 is 1. I end up with 13 plus 1 equals 14 hours, the same answer I got up here. We have to be especially careful because of the conversion of these fractions into decimals. Again, though, There's more than one method of doing this. So what you do is you choose the method that you feel most comfortable with and you do it that way. Just remember to always be careful and slow down when you're adding times, because it doesn't work the same as other numbers. That's today's Daily Dose of Math. Please like, subscribe, and share.